Taste tests. Taste test is where we evaluate the taste of a food product, whether on its own or compared with other products. Some taste tests will be conducted blind, while others will focus on a particular brand or item. Taste tests. Taste test is where we evaluate the taste of a food product, whether on its own or compared with other products. Some taste tests will be conducted blind, while others will focus on a particular brand or item.
I was watching a video of a couple overlanding on YouTube, and they were on a remote trail for several days. And as they were heading back to civilization, they showed an amazing campsite. They really wanted to stay at it for a few days, but they needed to go to the grocery store. And that was the end of that. That's why I always stock my dry goods box with all types of stuff, just in case of an emergency, but also so I don't miss out on special moments. That's why we're out there, right? I try to find things that I can store but taste good enough to be eaten even when it's not an emergency. Some of the things I bring are from Patagonia Provisions. They have an online shop with pantry-friendly foods like organic berry bars, soups, chilies, jerky, drinks, seeds, and they have all kinds of delicious bundles of smoked mackerel, salmon, and mussels. The packs are perfect for camping and hiking, but can also be used as a full-fledged dinner when you're exhausted or running low on groceries. Some of my favorites are all the smoked mussels. They have 3 different types. And I also love the smoked mackerel. If I need a quick snack, I like the fruit and almond bars. Trust me, they're delicious. And if you need something warm in your stomach, I recommend their soups and their chilies. Okay, let's taste all this stuff. All right, so we're going to start with the lemon herb mussels first. These are, if you're not used to mussels, these are probably the safest for you. I'm hungry. I don't feel like talking. I'm about to get right into one. Delicious. I'm not surprised to eat them all the time. I'm supposed to be talking right now, but I'd rather eat a few of them first, because I didn't eat all day just for this. Now, if I was going to describe the taste, I would say it has like a clean, bright, fresh taste of the sea. Like I said before, these are going to be the safest ones if mussels are something questionable to you. So now let's move on to the next one. We're going to try another mussel. All right, next up, we're trying the smoked mussels. The smoked mussels are smoked over Spanish bay wood and packed in organic olive oil and mussel broth. Here we go. Oh, I'm loving this. They have a savory taste of the sea. That's the best way to describe it because of the smoke taste in it. Now, if you had smoked mussels before, they're going to taste a little different, not because something's wrong, but because the ones that come in the can are not made with the quality that these are made. So when you try them, you're going to immediately be like, wow. And I want another one. So after I eat this one, we're going to move on to the next one, which is my favorite. And I'm going to give you a tip on how to eat them. All right, and now my favorite, which are the Savory Sofrito mussels. I made these last because if I had started with these, I would have just ate the whole can, or I would have at least wanted to eat the whole can. So I made them last. Now that I've eaten a few of the others, I might be okay. Now, these are seasoned and packed in organic mussel broth, organic real red bell peppers, organic olive oil, organic onion, organic sherry wine, organic spinach, and organic spices. And I don't want to forget the tip I was going to give you, but if you have any kind of pasta when you're out overlanding, spaghetti, noodles, any kind of pasta, it can even be ravioli as long as it doesn't have it's not like a meaty type. It can be like a cheese one. Anyway, if you have some kind of pasta, you just add these at the end, and you've got an awesome meal. These are delicious. So let me try them. These are so good. Now these, not only do I keep them in my rig, but I keep them in the house. These go in the house. The fruit bars and the seeds, I usually keep those like in my office too. So these are like great snacks when I'm watching TV or just want a snack. I highly recommend these. These are my number one. I love these. I even like grabbing up the little bits of vegetables and eating those too. But I'm actually delaying this because I want to eat all of this, but let's move on. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with the red bean chili. And just so you know, they also have spicy if you want even more flavor. And just so you know, it has pre-cooked red beans, organic pre-cooked pinto beans. They're all organic, so let me just run them down. Tomatoes, diced tomatoes, ground red chilies, carrots, red bell peppers, salt, ground rice, ground cumin, garlic, organic chili peppers, and yeast extract. So again, nothing but organic stuff, no crazy stuff in here. So this is going to be great. So what you do is, now normally you don't want to do it this way, but for the podcast, we're doing it this way, which is to pour the water. You have to pour 2 cups of water in. And we're going to wait 10 minutes. And I'll be back in a second. I'm going to clean this up real quick and seal that off. And we're going to taste it in 10 minutes. Okay, so we're back. And we're about to try the red bean chili. And like I said before about everything else, I've had this before. I already know it's delicious. But for the taste test, here we go. Now, there's no meat in it, so remember that when I make the statement I'm about to make. It reminds you of home-cooked chili. And it only took me 10 minutes. Fresh vegetables. Oh, I shouldn't say fresh vegetables, but organic vegetables. Some people might want a little salt, but that's a good thing. It's low in sodium, so it's up to you whether or not you're going to, bring up the sodium levels. This is another thing that goes good over pasta. I like to put it over, skinny or thin spaghetti. And it's a whole meal. So I'm thinking I'm going to be doing a lot of taste tests because I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are too, because this is delicious. Okay, enough of this. Like I said, it's delicious. Tastes like home-cooked chili without meat and low in sodium. We're going to go on to the next one. I've already added the water, and it should be a couple of more minutes, and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and we've got the black bean soup, and it's going to be delicious. The thing about this is I use this for a lot of different things. I eat it by itself, but I also like to put it over rice. I like to add kielbasa to it. Whatever kind of meat you like, add it to this and it'll be delicious. Trust me. You can even add fish to it. I've added catfish to it. I didn't fry the catfish. I baked it. And then I wrapped it up in foil and brought it with me. And then I just broke it up in here and it was really good. But it's up to you what you do. Anyway, it's time to try this. It's delicious. The only thing I want to tell you is the same thing I told you about the last one. You may need salt, but if you're trying to reduce your salt, you're looking for things with low sodium, this is it. If it's lacking some flavor to you, it's probably the salt you're looking for, a sprinkle of salt, and you're in business. Or if you're trying to eliminate the salt, but you still feel like you want to add some flavor to it, some hot sauce or some Tabasco sauce. But I like it just like it is. I'm trying to reduce my sodium. So that's that. I hope you like taste tests. And now it's time to move on to our next segment. Okay, now I want to discuss communications.
Sponsored by Midland, communication for every adventure. The industry leader in radio communication technology and innovation for over 50 years.
First, a bit of trivia for you. Do you know what the 4 types of communication are? There's verbal communication, nonverbal communication, written communication, and visual communication. My philosophy on communication is simple. I want to stay connected, I want to hear you clearly, and it has to be uncomplicated. Now, I recommend these 3 things as your basic forms of communication when you're out there overlanding. I think you should have a satellite communicator, a GMRS radio, and a cell phone. We're going to focus on GMRS radios today, and more specifically, Midland Micro Mobile GMRS radios. Most of you are already aware of Midland two-way radios. They're reliable, versatile, and a popular choice among overlanders, off-roaders, farmers, just to name a few. Jeep Jamboree even made it their official communication after many years of CBs being the requirement. And the list grows as many events and groups make the same transition. So I expect soon that a GMRS radio will become the more common communication in most people's rigs. Some of the reasons why I think you need one are simple. 1, more power. The FCC allows up to 50 watts of power on the GMRS frequency, unlike traditional CB radios, which are limited by law to a maximum of 4 watts of power. So without this power restriction, micro mobiles come in at 5, 15, and 40 watt radios. If you're going to spend the money on a radio, it just makes sense to choose the GMRS radio over the CB, as the higher power of the GMRS radio works that much better. My second reason is FRS and GMRS are compatible. CBs are only compatible with other CBs. And this is a huge thing for me. I'm often part of impromptu, last-minute trips with others. So if someone in the group doesn't have a micro mobile, I just hand them a walkie-talkie and roll out. Pretty much any walkie-talkie you would find in a recreation store or an electronics store are going to be FRS, GMRS walkie-talkies. The combo of a walkie-talkie and a micro mobile together works well for spotting and recovery on the trail for overlanders, or just to back your rig up into the perfect spot at camp. Another reason to get one is the better sound quality. Now, this is the most important thing to me. I was always frustrated with using CBs on trips. No matter what, someone sounds garbled, and inevitably you end up asking someone to repeat messages over and over again. GMRS frequencies have better sound quality than CB frequencies, period. GMRS operates in the UHF band and is FM, which means you'll get higher quality sound with less static. GMRS radios require you to pay just $70 for a 10-year license from the FCC, which covers yourself and your household. Also, unlike ham radio licenses, there's no studying or tests required. You can apply by going online to the FCC website by following the link in the description below. My next reason is repeater channels. You can greatly extend the range of your GMRS radio with GMRS repeaters, similar to ham repeaters. Your micro mobile's operating range is extended even further in rugged, obstructed terrain. And when you purchase a Midland micro mobile, it's simple to use. They come ready to use. There's no programming or tuning required. It has a detachable flip frame bracket that lets you choose how to mount your radio on or under the dash. Plus, the quick release tabs make it even easier to transfer the unit from one rig to another or place out of sight to prevent theft. The micromobiles run on 15 GMRS channels. That's 1 through 7 and 15 through 22. Just turn to the channel you want to transmit on and start communicating. Also, Midland micromobiles feature their signature National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration weather alert and weather scan technology. Severe weather can happen anytime, anywhere, and early warnings are your best protection, which is why the full range of radios that Midland carries has NOAA weather alert radio. These micromobiles also include 10 NOAA weather channels, so you can easily scan for the forecast. Micromobiles are significantly smaller than the conventional CB radio. This makes it easy for them to be mounted when space is limited, like in Jeeps, Toyotas, tractors, and combines. And besides an overall compact size, the MXT275 is a full 15 watts and has a fully integrated handheld microphone with everything you need to operate it right there, which is perfect for those with even less space. Mine is located between the seat and console of my rig. The only thing visible is the microphone. It comes with a mounting bracket, 12-volt power cord, DC adapter, detachable antenna, and a magnetic antenna mount included. You have everything to immediately get up and running. Nothing additional is required. However, there's lots of accessories. Now, my choice for handhelds would be the Xtalker T71 VP3 two-way radio. The number one reason why I chose this radio is I can charge it anywhere with a USB cable. And it has real long battery life. I've never tested how long, but Midland says up to 15 hours. I charge mine through my USB in my rig, so I never experience a dead battery or even come close. Another standout feature for me is the 38-mile range. Although they have a more powerful 40-watt radio, I've never found myself needing the extra power, and it will be fully compatible with whatever GMRS devices others have because it has all 36 channels and 121 privacy codes. Also, it's a license-free FRS radio, so I can hand it to anyone to use. Again, the combo of a handheld and a micromobile together is highly versatile.